We are all very aware of what a pothole is here in Northeast Ohio. Today we're talking about career potholes and how they keep you from advancing in your career.
Yes, joining us with wonderful tips is life coach JJ DiGeronimo. Welcome back.
Thank you.
It's good to see you.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. We avoid potholes to, refrain from damage to our.
They slow us down.
Yeah.
They damage
You
the
could
car.
do that in your career as well. So, and you've compiled a list. So, can we just get right into
Let's do it.
All right. The first one is declining invitations where many key conversations can occur.
Yes, there's so many people that are so busy at work. So many companies are condensing workforce, and so a lot of people have 2 jobs, and so they're sitting in their office and they're working through their to-do list, declining lunches, after-hour events, where a lot of key conversations happen.
Okay, this is a good one, and I'm sure you can relate. Sharing too much personal information with colleagues.
Yes.
That would be me.
Yes, you always know the person at work that shares things, way too much information about their personal life, and a lot of times that impacts their brand, their professional brand. So you have to be really careful what you share with your coworkers, and make sure that you are aligning to where you want to be and the conversations you want to have, and not get in those potholes of talking about things at home that aren't really relevant.
It could make sense.
And the next one is dressing for your old role.
Yes, there are a lot of folks that I meet that are still dressing of what they look like when they entered the workforce. They haven't updated their wardrobes, or their bodies aren't where they want it to be, but it's really important to be dressing the role for the role you want to have. So if you want to be a manager or an executive, you need to start dressing as one so people start to perceive you in that way.
I remember right out of college, I didn't have a glorious job whatsoever, and we all had to wear suit and ties. I'm like, this is no. They said, no, dress to where you want to be, not where you're at now.
That's
and
right.
looking back at it, it made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
At the time, it didn't.
Thus, no mullet. The mullet's gone.
Oh, the mullet's gone. No, that was long after the mullet. Thank you very much for that reminder. That's also a career pothole.
And not taking the time to establish effective relationships. This kind of goes back to the first tip of,
understanding who's making the hiring decisions,
Yeah.
who's promoting other people. Make sure you have key decisions, because oftentimes things happen in conference rooms that you can't participate in, so make sure somebody's at the table sponsoring you.
Oh, has your back.
Yeah. All right, and the next one, avoiding difficult conversations in key management meetings. That's always a sticky situation, because you want to be an aggressive person out there. You want to say that you have opinions, but then it might get a little too much.
Well, you definitely want to have key conversations. I know a lot of people are going through annual reviews right now and talking about what they want to achieve in 2013 and beyond. And those are key conversations to talk about financially where you want to be, maybe managerially where you want to be, what types of projects you want to take on. If you don't communicate those, or you don't put them out there, it's hard for people to facilitate that, to make that happen for you.
Okay. Not asking to be considered for the next position. Not asking.
Yes, I meet so many people that say, I should have been asked to interview for that position. I do such great work. Why didn't they ask me? I'm like, well, oftentimes people can't read minds. I haven't been able to meet someone who can read minds, and people don't know you want the position. Speak up. Say, I'm interested in having that, being interviewed for that position.
No, and a lot of the times, if you don't, you're never, no one's going to know, and then you're going to be like, well, why aren't I being considered? It's because you didn't speak up.
Right. It doesn't hurt to say something, right? You're better off just saying, I'm interested in interviewing for that position.
All right. The next one I think is very interesting. A lot of people should pay attention to, not aligning yourself with relevant industry data.
Sure.
Explain, layman's terms.
So basically, if you're in the manufacturing industry or telecom, or maybe paints and things, you need to know what's happening in the industry, because oftentimes when you do get those key conversations, you need to be able to contribute to the conversation. And so reading articles, tracking groups on LinkedIn that talk about information happening in the industry, so that you're aware and you're constantly contributing value.
Okay. And there's no dodging of tough projects in the real world.
You've got to prove to everybody that you can do not so glorious projects,
that's
correct?
true. And I've met so many executives that said that those projects that nobody else rose their hand for were the projects that catapulted their career forward. So thinking, even if you're nervous, scared, don't think you can do it, raise your hand, put yourself out there. You'd be surprised what you can actually accomplish.
Okay.
All right, your next one, not defining your own goals and related career plan.
Yeah, it's really hard for people to help you if you don't know what your goals are, right? A lot of people call me, they want me to say, oh, can you mentor me, can you sponsor me, what do you want to accomplish? Oh, I'm not sure. Well, it's very hard for people to help you if you don't know where you want to go. So making sure you're very clear on your own goals and your own journey.
Okay, and the final is staying at a job for the wrong reasons.
Oh, yeah.
And because of this environment, a lot of people are in jobs that they don't like, and they're just staying there because they're afraid that they can't find something else.
That's true, but they do need to work on their brand. They do need to get out and see what other opportunities are available, because oftentimes they're a polluter and they're not making the impact they want to be anyways. And so you really should try to either make the best of it while you're there or start to work to get out of there.
Okay.
Communication is key. Wonderful, wonderful,
on so many
wonderful
levels.
Information.
This whole list is at liveonlakeside.com.
I no longer have career potholes.
Good.
Just because
You're
of
going to
this
just cruise right along is what that means.
Well, I doubt that. Purposefulawoman.com for all of her information. JJ, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.